Hey, this is Mark Frechette. Welcome back for another video in our FlipGrid playlist. Previously, we had kind of done an overview of FlipGrid and kind of where to create an account, those sort of things. So I just wanted to kind of show you in this tutorial how to create a new grid, and then within those grids how to create what's called a topic. And these are just kind of really easy and again nice safeguards that as teachers we can kind of have control over. So with this, you'll notice again quickly, you see under my account I have what are called my grids, and under each one of my grids I have what are called topics. So with this, I'm going to kind of go back to my grid wall, and this is when you first log into your account. And I'm going to show you to create a new grid. It's pretty simple. I'm going to click on the plus new grid. It prompts me, it says select a grid community type. I'm going to click on school email domain, and then it says the name to name your grid. So I may call this one, let's say, social studies. And then I'm going to go ahead. Down here, it gives me a code. You can actually customize this if you want. I assign all of mine through Google Classroom, so I don't need to worry about a customized URL. And then it's going to ask you to pick a picture. I'm just going to choose one. And then I'm going to hit next. This next one, it says school email domain. And what this is this is the way that your school email ends. So for this, I'm going to put, for Georgetown County School District, the students are at live.gcsd.k12.se.us. And then I hit enter. And I'm also going to add in the teacher email domain, because that does not have the live in it. And the reason I want to do this is because I want to have access. So I'm going to choose at gcsd.k12.se.us. And I'm going to hit enter. So now I've got both of these included in here. And what this means is basically students, it's going to verify that students have this within their Google account. Otherwise, or teachers have this. If someone tries to log in and their email account does not end in this or this, they will not have access to our grid. So again, just a nice safeguard feature. So I'm going to hit launch my grid. So with this, you'll notice that I can go ahead and it gives me more options for privacy settings. So I'm going to click on edit because I always like to do this. And again, I'm just going to go down a lot of these things we just answered. I'm going to verify that I do have it set up in my community by school email. I've got the correct types in there. Features. I usually turn this one off because I know when I'm going to assign my grids, I know when they're live, and I monitor them. So I do not need another email notification every time a student posts or comments onto my grid, because I'm observing that in real time. The other thing is it says allow downloads, allow students to download their videos after creating their response. This is one I typically turn off as well. To me, they don't really need to download those videos, so I'm going to let them watch them, and then we're going to go ahead and freeze that board later. With this, you can see right here, you can make your grid active or inactive, so that way you can control, again, if students are able to get to this or not. That's a nice feature. You'll also see that later on the outside. And again, there's just some other things. I can add my own images. I can picture these things again, and I'm just going to hit update grid. So you'll now see that my social studies grid is created. Again, with this, if I want to change any of these features, you'll notice that the pencil's right here to where I can update any of those features. Again, my grid actions, I can click on this. I can add co-teachers. So if I want a co-pilot for this, I would just do that. If I like this grid and I want to make another one just like it, I can duplicate it. Here's the notifications, integrations, and I can also delete this grid once I want to get rid of it. The other nice thing is I can share this grid. So if I wanted students to go to this grid and I had different topics that I wanted them to go ahead and write, I could just click on this and right down here, Google Classroom. I could share this grid to Google Classroom, drill down and actually share this specific grid to my class. Lastly, right here where it says active, this is where it's active or inactive. So again, if I want to turn this off so students can't get to it, I'll just make it inactive, and that's going to allow me again to not have to get email notifications every single time somebody comes to this grid and does something. With that, you'll see underneath our topics. Typically what I do by default, they always have an introductions in each one of theirs. So I come right over to this pencil and I click on it and I hit delete topic. I don't need that topic. I'm going to create my own topic. And now what I'm going to do is in our next video I'm going to show you how to go ahead and create a topic within your grid. So good luck creating your grids, and stay tuned for further videos of how to create the topics.